are back with the Buffalonian podcast. I'm Joe Cali. As always, I'm joined by none other than Dom Loss. And Dom, it's officially the bye week. Nothing to report. Well, actually, there might be some things, but we're taking a little step back from the usual analysis here. We're gonna give you a little funky Friday fun time again for the hell of it, like we used to. Dom, Bills are 9-2 though. Quick, going into the bye week. I mean, first time since 1992. That's a pretty damn good feeling. I don't know about you. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone else would have expected they would be 9-2.
No.
The Browns did them a little bit of a favor by winning last night. So the Steelers, if the Steelers would have won, they would have been the 2, and the Bills technically would have been the 3 by the tiebreaker. But now, based off conference record, the Bills have a massive advantage, being 7-2 in the AFC, playing already 9 of their 13 AFC games, and if you look at their games left against the AFC, they play the Patriots twice.
Yeah.
And they play
the Jets again.
His name, the Jets. So
yeah,
pretty good there. And then it's split kind of funnily enough. Their last 6 games, 3 games against AFC, 3 games against NFC. But yeah, good. I mean, that's a massive tiebreaker because obviously the Steelers and Bills don't play each other. So if they end up having the same record, it would go down to conference record. And Bills are 7-2, and now with that loss, the Steelers are 5-2, and they still have to play Kansas City, Baltimore again, Cincinnati twice. I think they have to play Houston too. So
right, yeah.
But they have. I mean, it's going to be very hard for them to stay. I mean, especially if you think the Bills should win their last 3 games in the division to get to 10-2 in the AFC. Like, there's no way they can't at least tie that. So
yeah, one can hope, one can dream.
Ravens, who knows? But
yeah,
that helps them get back in the division a little bit, which may be a little scary. But
right. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the playoffs shake out. That's, as you know, if you're a listener, betting on the Bills turns into the race to the playoffs, essentially, in the last few weeks, and what the seeding is going to look like for the Bills' playoff chances. I mean, they've got a pretty good shot right now, a 90-something% chance of making it. They
have 99% chance of winning both the division. Well, obviously making the playoffs and the division hand in hand, but
yeah,
99% chance. And then I believe I saw it where the New York Times gives them a 44% chance of getting the 1 seed. The Chiefs at 47%. So
wow, look at that! Within 6 percentage points. Look at that.
Well, 3 percentage points. So who's really counting?
What did you say? What 2 numbers?
44 for the Bills, 47 for the Chiefs.
I thought you said 41 and 47. There we go. There we go. The math. I don't do math in public, Dom. We know that. But we did cue this up a little bit the other night. We're gonna talk a little bit. Josh Allen in the Hall of Fame. We're going to talk, our special our comments we made with Evan Harrington. Keep cut. We're going to call it that. But first, we did cue this up. It had to have been like week 2, right? Where we wanted to.
Something like that.
Yeah, we wanted to go through the NFL theme songs. I don't think we've done that on the Buffalonian podcast. And with the, addition of Amazon Prime, which I don't think affects the rankings all that much. We're going to go through them here. So we've got the NFL theme songs. We're going to start it off. We're going to kick it off with Amazon Prime, the new one to the party, if you will. We're going to go through all the iconic songs, including NBC, CBS, NFL Network, which, yes, have that one, ESPN, and Fox. Though the TikTok famous one is the Fox Sports one, from what I've seen. But let's start it out with Thursday Night Football. Amazon Prime. Okay, Dom. Base thoughts. We're going to let this one play underneath a little bit.
I mean, I'll be honest. I enjoy listening to about of the 6 that we're doing, 5 of them.
Yeah.
So this is not the worst one. So it is going to be difficult, I think, ranking them.
Yeah, this is not the worst one. You're absolutely right.
Like, there's one in my mind that is just really.
I think we both have the same one in our minds. But Amazon.
Yeah, we'll come up with it eventually.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go a solid 4.
Yeah, I give it.
I kind of vibe with it a little bit. I know, like, when we were doing them with our friends, they are like 5. But I don't know. I like the climax of the song.
It's a little more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Come on, you're the music guy.
I know I am.
You could do this.
It's just a little more modern, if you will. Like,
Sure.
it's got a little bit of a trap beat underneath it. It's got a nice swell, nice climax, like you said. But that's NFL Prime on Prime. The first of the streaming services to actually successfully stream something, a major sporting event, unlike Netflix. So now we turn our heads to the one I think that Dom and I are both going to put at the bottom of the list, that being the NFL Network intro. After a short ad from Amazon, funnily enough, after playing the Prime intro. So the NFL Network special. Here we go. Is it Christmas? Blech. This to me is the worst one.
Easily. It's not. It's. I don't even know how to explain it other than it's bad. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it's good for this time of year because it's Christmas, but yeah. But then, so I got Amazon for NFL Network at 6. I mean,
Yes. Yes, we're on the same wavelength there right now. I don't even want to listen to this one anymore. We're done. We're done. All right, we go to... Honestly, it's not terrible, but it's just out of the rest of the choices, it is terrible.
it's a tier drop off.
Yeah.
It's just them in their own tier of garbage.
So, up next, one that could top the list, depending on who likes what. CBS. I'm sorry. This one just screams epic. Phenomenal.
Where are you putting it? Where are you putting it?
It's so tough because I do very much enjoy this one. It's number 2 for me. Number 2 for me.
Yeah, dang, we're on the same wavelength.
Are
I
we?
agree.
Yeah?
I think some of it's the Bills have played the majority of their games when we were growing up on CBS, so you
Right.
kind of just get. There is one in particular, again, kind of just. I feel like there's like, I feel for me that there's 3 tiers. There's one song all by itself at the top,
Yes.
and there's 4 in the middle, and then there's one all the way at the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is like the top of tier 2 for me. It's a banger.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It really also hits too when it's like Chiefs Bills and it's like they're getting it loaded up. And
Yeah,
there it goes.
when it's like the big finale where it's just everything coming at it all at once. It's yeah. No, that one's iconic, but like you said, a lot of 1 p.m. Bills games on CBS when we were growing up, and they were not good. So that might have stained the memory a little bit. But speaking of, I think another 1 p.m. Goliath comes into the play now. The NFL on Fox, after a quick YouTube ad, they're really just they're throwing ads in every 2 seconds.
They got to get
now.
their 10 cents in.
You're right. Here we go. NFL on Fox. Not much to say. Just all I think of is just big robots on the screen. I think that's where my head's at. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't know where to put this one. Where are you putting it?
I think this goes 5. No, this goes 4. No. Oh, we already did 4.
Well, I mean, you could change. It's not like you locked yourself into it.
No, I like Amazon's better than this one. This one's 5. This one is 5. I'd rather listen to Amazon than Fox. Especially now. I just think of Tom Brady whenever I hear this. I don't want to listen to him talk.
I'm gonna wait. I gotta listen to I gotta listen to the other one that I might change mine middle around a little bit.
Okay. The Monday Night Football one in this playlist is from like 1920, so I'm going to find the other one real quick. It's like the classic one of like a piano. But I don't know. The Fox one doesn't really do it for me. Does not really do it for me at this point. Okay. Monday Night Football on ESPN is the next one up. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of the Super Bowl or the Puppy Bowl, funnily enough.
You know what? I am changing it around.
Okay.
So CBS is going to be 2 still. NFL Network's going to be 6. 3's Amazon, 4's Fox, 5's ESPN.
You know what? Same
I'm
wavelength.
moving Amazon up after listening to them.
Save wavelength might have been an absolute understatement because that was exactly what I was planning on doing. Because this one just doesn't really do it for me. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The Amazon,
Yeah, it's not. It didn't hit as much as I thought.
No, the Amazon one is better tenfold, I would say, than this one. I mean, it's iconic. It's ESPN. It's Monday Night Football. It's Boomer's fastest 3 minutes. Like
So between Fox and Amazon, which one are you picking?
Amazon. I had Amazon over Fox.
I didn't know. Oh, you're right. You said 5. You're right. You said 5.
Yeah. And I moved Amazon up to put ESPN.
Yeah. And then the unanimous number 1.
The unanimous number 1. There's not even a question. Here we go. Another ad. Yep. We gotta hold on a second.
30 cents.
No free brand deals. Here we go. Just thinking of the docile tones of Mike Tirico introing the stadium. Oh shit! I have a paper due at midnight on a Sunday. Sunday Night
Easily
Football.
one.
Yeah, easily number 1.
You know what the best part about it is? The beginning really feels like it could be in Star Wars.
It could. Should we listen one more time for the number 1 seed?
Sure.
Okay.
What's it called? What's that? Encore.
Yes, the encore. Standing ovation got the encore out. Here we go. Darth Vader has just walked in. I'm sorry, I could sit here and listen to this all day. Like, I wish I didn't have to fade this down. Otherwise, the already immense amount of copyright infringement we've done is only going to get worse if we let it play in its entirety. But
so
Sunday Night Football is number 1.
So we got NBC 1, 2 CBS, 3 Amazon, 4 Fox, 5 ESPN, 6 NFL Network.
Yep,
that's a good list.
I think that's.
I don't think people will agree with us because I think there's a lot of Fox lovers out there.
For some reason,
I always thought CBS was better than Fox. So
yes,
I don't know.
I
like Amazon's, to be honest. I don't know.
A lot of Amazon haters. For what reason? I don't know. I think it's a pretty modern take on an NFL soundtrack. They had to kind of do something different from the rest of the market. So I don't know. I was a big fan of that. Sunday Night Football. That is definitely the king of the mountain right there. King of the hill, if you will. That's our list. Let us know what you think. If you enjoyed, we could do some more tier lists in the off season. Believe me, we're looking for things to talk about in the off season. So any more tier lists you could think of, or drafts, if you will, we'll do that. But yeah, do you think our list is pretty on par with where everyone else would be?
No.
What do you think's different?
I think that's a good question. I think ESPN and NFL Network are pretty low, so I'm not I don't think people would disagree there. I think Amazon would definitely be 4 on a lot of people's lists.
You think Fox is higher up?
Fox would be 1. I think Fox could be 1 on a lot of people. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Fox would definitely be ahead of CBS. So.
Yeah, I know. Even though CBS is just unmatched, in my opinion, I don't really know how you can put.
Other than by NBC.
Oh yeah, by NBC. Yeah. But that's for the 1 o'clock Goliaths of CBS and Fox. There's no way you listen to one and the other and tell me Fox is better. Like, there's just no shot. We'll have to wait and see though what the consensus is. We'll look at some responses on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the socials, whatever, YouTube, where we post this thing. But that concludes our little tier list there. Josh Allen. It's time to have a conversation about Josh Allen in the Hall of Fame. Dom, I'll let you start. I got to press all the buttons. You get to start this one off.
No, I think this is more of just kind of an interesting kind of seeing how much further Josh has to go. Obviously, he's 28, still very much in the prime of his career. I'm gonna mess this up. He's in year 7, right? Yeah, because McDermott's in year 8. He's in year 7, right?
Yep.
Because this has been like year 5 of him being good.
Yeah. It's year 7. It's
20, 21, 22, 23.
Yeah. I remember because on Madden, the new Madden, it's like his 7th season, Mike Tirico, and I'm like, wow, year 7 for Josh Allen. That's insane. So yeah, year 7.
But obviously, he's top. Well, I think he's had 72 career wins now in the regular season.
Yep.
which is third all time for someone in their first 7 seasons. Obviously, the touchdowns, he's probably going to be number one. He's obviously probably going to be number one wins most likely as well. So he's really on pace to be an all timer. Obviously, he's a great playoff performer. Has had those big moments. It's interesting though because you see like it's funny. Eli Manning's up for the Hall of Fame, and it's gotten a lot of controversy because everyone's like, well, he's definitely not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right.
And he shouldn't even be in the Hall of Fame. And it's hard to argue against him, right?
It is. It's very hard to argue against them.
Is he really going to be in the Hall of Fame, even though he was never considered, really a top 5 quarterback when he was playing? Because it was Big Ben, Drew Brees, A-Rod. Heck, even people might put Phillip Rivers, Brady, Peyton Manning. Like, I don't know. So I think it's interesting because there's a problem with the Hall of Fame where it feels like every year there's like 5 to 7 players who retire who are really Hall of Fame caliber.
Right.
But you see it every year, they can only put 5 in. Right. So there's 25 players in the semifinals that just got announced. Like, you look at those names and there's like, wow, these guys all seem to most of them at least have a legit case to be in the Hall of Fame. And that's the backlog. Like Antonio Gates, who has the most career touchdowns from a tight end, was not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Right? It's very hard to do, and you're going to see it more because look who's coming up. Like Manning retired in 2019. He's now. Next year it's going to be Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers. We'll see who gets in. 21. I can't remember who's retired in 21. Was it Big Ben? Yeah, Big Ben retired in 21. 22 is Tom Brady and Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're seeing maybe Aaron Rodgers going to be retired after this year. He's 6 years away then. That's what it is. Like, there's going to be a backlog in the Hall. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I think the Hall is always a very interesting topic with the Bills because, like, if you look at their roster, like, Vaughn is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Jared Allen, again, who has the 12th most sacks of all time, did not get in the first ballot.
He should be a Hall of Famer.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be interesting if he's going to be a first ballot because, again, there's just such a backlog of players that who knows. But I think he is because he has a Super Bowl MVP, the 2 Super Bowls, right? And he's going to probably be top 15 all time in sacks. He'll probably be first ballot.
Yeah, and who knows? He might have a 3rd Super Bowl under his belt with the Bills.
True. Other than that, though, the conversation's always been like, do the Bills have another Hall of Famer? Like Diggs. I'm sorry, I don't think Diggs has a real chance to get in anymore. I mean, past conversations, but I don't know if he really has a chance to get in because Torrey Holt's been waiting for Steve Smith, who is better than him.
Yep.
Like, he's not even in the Hall of Fame. Andre Johnson took a while. So we'll see with that. But yeah, Josh, I think is an interesting case because Josh, I think, is going to be a Hall of Famer.
I would say so as well.
But I don't think he's one right now.
No, no, not yet.
For me, there's like 3 people that are probably have locked up the Hall of Fame. Probably 4. Like Aaron Rodgers, no doubt about it, first ballot Hall of Famer, 4 MVPs, Super Bowl, whatever. Patrick Mahomes could retire right now, first ballot Hall of Famer. Russ, I think he's going to get in. Like, he's a 9-time Pro Bowler, won a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's kind of weird.
Yeah.
He has a little bit, I don't know. I feel like his legacy's kind of taken a little bit of a hit.
Denver took him down.
He's done enough, like, over the course of his career that he probably gets in. And the 4th one, people are going to really hate that I'm going to say this, but it's just true. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's a 2-time MVP. Like, 2-time MVPs always are going to get in the Hall of Fame. So he could retire right now, and is probably going to make the Hall of Fame. Should probably make the Hall of Fame. Josh, I think if he retired right now,
there'd be a good case for him, but it's not a concrete case.
I don't think there is a good case unless he got he retired because of like some tragic accident or like an injury. Like I don't think he has a good case to get in because he doesn't have. The thing of Josh is Josh has a lot of stats right now. Like he's a lot of like on pace to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't have any of the accolades yet.
I'm already 2nd all time in Bills history in rushing touchdowns. I passed a Hall of Famer in O.J. Simpson. You know what I'm saying? I'm on pace to break all these records. The problem with Josh is that he really does have to stay on pace. I mean, because he doesn't have a Super Bowl to back up. He doesn't have a Super Bowl. He only, as much as we joke about the Pro Bowl, he only has 2 Pro Bowls, which I think is a stupid metric, but whatever. And he's made 1 like 2nd team All-Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's not good enough to get in, the accolades wise. Now he's made 3 top 5 MVPs. I mean, this is why this year is so important because if he wins the MVP this year and he wins the Super Bowl, he's in.
Yeah.
Like I think he solidifies himself being in. I think if he wins the MVP, he really kind of like closes on it. But if he keeps trending the way he's going, I mean, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer because everyone expects him to win a Super Bowl. I mean, everyone expects him to eventually win MVP, and everyone expects him to eventually win a Super Bowl. And if those two things happen with the stats, I mean, I'm knock on wood. I don't really want to admit this, but like, if those things don't happen and he still continues on this pace for another, if he has a 15-year career, he's probably still going to get in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
there's no question about it.
If he gets all that stuff to go together, unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer. But yeah, I think it's interesting.
Yeah, no, I listen, I agree. It's a good conversation to have on a bye week, truthfully, because like you said, he's trending towards a lot of those stats. He doesn't have the accolades yet to really put him as a guaranteed Hall of Famer. Is it are the odds like -300 he'll end up in the Hall of Fame? Sure they are. That's a futures bet. But right now, if he retired, you're absolutely right. He doesn't have the hardware or the accolades to back it up at this point, like Lamar or Mahomes do. So, like you said, wins a Super Bowl, wins MVP. All right, there we go. We're in.
Do you think there's anyone else in his era? Not talking out of Russ, but it's Lamar. He's probably going to get in. Patrick Mahomes is probably going to get in. I assume Josh is going to get in.
Of this like current quarterback era playing right now?
Current quarterback era. Don't put like rookies or anything. That's like
no.
The
rookies.
guys who've been in the year for a couple of years.
Caleb Williams. No, I'm not doing that.
I think Burrow.
Burrow might. Burrow probably will, I would say.
Burrow probably will. So I think he's just going to have like some. Yeah. And I don't know. It's hard to make the Hall of Fame. I mean,
Herbert's got a
starts
chance.
Winning with the Chargers.
Yeah, if the team actually can support him and win with him, yeah, like Herbert has a shot. Other than that, though, I don't really looking around the NFL in my mind right now. I'm not really
like
seeing
Hurts. I don't think so.
All his rushing touchdowns are pushes into the end zone.
Yeah, so
like
it's very interesting. But going on to the last thing,
cut or cook, cut or keep. Cook is on the list, but cut or keep.
Yeah, we did this with Harrington, and I feel like it's like now with the bye coming up, it's been talked about a lot with the cap. Like, it's just impossible to keep all the third year, or I mean, Groot's a fourth-year player, but he has another year left on his contract.
Right. Got to make
2026 free agents out of the 25 season.
Yeah.
They have 5 of them that are really important, right? Groot, James Cook, Christian Benford, Terrell Bernard, Shakir. It's going to be hard to keep. I mean, I think there's a potential path if they keep 4. Obviously, I don't think they're going to be able to keep all 5. Probably the most realistic path is 3. Let's just say 3 for the exercise sake. So you get to keep 3, cut 2. I'll let you go first, big guy.
Okay, so it's Groot, Cook, Benford, Bernard, Shakir. Keep 3, cut 2. Cut Cook and Christian Benford. I think those are the 2 more expendable ones. I know cornerback, he's playing really well, but McDermott and Bobby Babbage do seem to have a way with getting young, later round draft picks really into the position. So I think Greg Rousseau's more valuable, Bernard's more valuable, and Shakir is as well with the current wide receiver core. He's been your go-to guy on a lot of situations. Cook, I mean, he's great. He's a great running back, but look at what Ty Johnson and look at what Ray Davis have been able to accomplish this season as well in the committee. And Christian Benford, like I said, I think McDermott would be able to coach up a couple more defensive backs and cornerbacks to really take that spot. You know, what do you think?
I disagree.
Who are you cutting?
I'm cutting James Cook. I mean, I think that one's the easiest kind of. The only way I see him going, I think it's hard because I think all these guys are going to get paid, like market value. I mean, they might be like a team friendly kind of structure towards them. I think number 1 is Greg Rousseau. Look, I just don't think you could afford to lose him. He's young. He's ascending still. He's an easy keep. I think Bernard's an easy keep because he's a team captain. They obviously respect him in the room. He's the green dot. I just think he would be hard to replace because we've seen like his replacement is Baylon Spector.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that's like it's a different level from like going from Matt Milano to Dorian Williams. Like, I maybe they could get someone to play weak side linebacker, but middle linebacker. I think you see what Bernard does, especially Taron Johnson. I disagree with you on the third one though. I think in my scenario, I would have trust that my built offensive line with my superstar quarterback could afford to lose my slot receiver, and I could hopefully find a way to get a guy that can play. I mean, it's hard. Shakir is such a great player, so this conversation sucks. But
yeah, right.
I think Benford, while I agree, I'll agree that they could coach up someone. It's similar to what the safeties have been. Like, I think they could coach someone up to be fine. Like, Dane Jackson was fine. Levi Wallace was fine. adequate. Like, yeah, I completely agree with that. But I think we're now getting with Christian Benford where it's not like he's fine.
He's better than fine. Yeah.
He's elite.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a difference. Is that I don't think they could find another Christian Benford from the perspective of, like, what's more likely? You find a good slot wide receiver that you've shown at least a track record of, hey, we found Cole Beasley in free agency, we found Khalil Shakir in the 5th round, versus Benford, and this is like I mean, yeah, they drafted Trey White, but they also whiffed on Kyrie Elam.
Yeah, they did.
So
in the same draft as
I didn't
Christian
say
Benford.
I didn't say I have a time saying whiff because I still like Elam could play, but like he's just like not a first round.
He's not a first round cornerback, starting caliber cornerback at all.
Yeah, so I think Groot, with his age and just his ascension, I think has made him kind of like you have to get him on board. Like,
right.
Just who's going to replace his production? They don't have anyone.
Yeah.
Right. Cook, they could find someone. I love Shakir, and this is like sounds like I'm bad mouthing him. I promise I'm not. Bernard, I don't think they can replace his leadership very easily or how he plays in that middle of the defense. Benford, I just think it's going to be hard for them to replace because you're probably losing Rasul Douglas potentially in the offseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Can you afford back-to-back off seasons to lose your top? I mean, Benford's a top corner, but it's kind of 1A, 1B, I would say. Like, to lose both those guys in 2 off seasons, I think that would be a lot of turnover for the cornerback room. And I love Shakir to death, but I think he'd be the out.
Yeah, listen, I think both takes are solid. I see where you're coming from, and
I'll say this: if the mega scenario happens where they're able to keep 4, I would say Shakir is my 4th and Cook is 5.
Like, Cook's gone either way. I think that's where we're both at.
He's played well. It's just such a hard conversation.
It's not slandering him. It's just look at the expendability of him versus the other players. It's different. Expendable is even a tough word to say, but like you get what I'm trying to say. That the running back by committee system that they have right now, I think could carry some weight where other positions I don't think they're going to have the backups to come in and fill that spot. So it's very interesting. We're going to have to do this as it keeps going, see how the season progresses, if they keep playing the way they do. And yeah, I think.
Well, you know what's interesting? I will say this. I know we're about to end, but it was interesting. Like they kept Spencer Brown.
They did,
right? And that was a guy that we didn't know if they were going to keep he's a free agent this year, but after the season, was going to be after the season, so it's not quite the same class. But it was interesting that they kept him as well. So maybe I don't know who did that take out potentially.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Buffalonian Podcast, Betting on the Bills bye-week edition. Dom, as always, I'm joined by you. And how do we always end these, buddy?
Go Bills, baby.
Go Bills. We'll catch you next week. Happy Thanksgiving if we don't see you, but we probably will.